sarcastic tone and Senator Abel's message to mislead the reader into thinking that Abel was being literal and sincere. But really, Boldoni says this is all sarcasm, that Nathan really wasn't.
I just wanted to come back on and show this little channel called Blake Lively Victims on Reddit. Safe place to share stories of abuse. Okay. The stories need to be heard. No more silence victims. As more victims come forward, their stories where we amplify their voices and support them to combat intimidation by money, fame, media, fandoms and power. Together we can end the pattern of abuse. No more. Abuse? What abuse? What abuse has she done? What's she done? This is what bothers me, you see, is when someone's done fuck all wrong and people come on here making troll accounts. Okay. Yeah, see, this is the people that come on it. It's so juicy, it's so interesting. But you know what? They read the case notes, but they don't want to pull. It's like they've got this fucking insane jealousy towards her. It's bizarre. It's on another level of obsessed. Yeah. In May 2023, Disney dropped Clouds from its streaming platform. Yeah. I tried to post this on Reddit, Justin Boldoni, but they wouldn't approve it. Yeah, because they dropped him. Disney dropped him because of this lawsuit. That's because he was sexually inappropriate. I'm going to put on something I watched out of Law and Order. Not Law and Order. Law and Crime. And yeah, do you know what? I find that a lot of people on here are very judgmental, but they want to learn to try and do a channel like myself. You know, you might criticise my spelling, the way I present, the way I read and everything like that. Don't watch. Just don't watch. I don't care, you know. Blake's children are traumatised. Why bring her children into it? Okay, let's talk about Steve Sherowitz, the billionaire misrepresented in Blake's lawsuit of attempting to ruin Blake Lively and on our lives at any cost. He also has been done for racism, okay, along with Boldoni. Having the financial means to seek justice and defend yourself and friend and business partner against false, heinous allegations doesn't make you some evil, vindictive person. Okay, well, why is the podcaster left off your podcast? Yeah, the woman left. Clearly, there must be some meat to the accusations. Okay. You know, I think people don't realise she retaliated and he didn't like that. It's the same with the person who put the racism forward, the racism claim forward. He didn't like that, so he sacked him. You know, this is the type of person he is. He wants to make out that he's this super nice person. I'm very wary of people who paint themselves like that as nice. They normally turn out to be absolute pricks. So, you know, that's up to you if you want to believe stupidity. and you've got no brain cells, that's fine. Some of us are just on the fence and we don't know. We don't know what the problems are, yeah. I mean, she's put the allegations there, but she hasn't gone into very deep detail because he's clearly shitting himself and putting everything he can out there, you know. What I find funny is the type of trolls that are out there. They're the type that pull you over your spelling because they think you can't spell because you're rushing to do stuff, you know.
Do you explain that? The genetics?
This comes under
Some sort of
sexual
like low-angle
harassment.
squat routine to
Seriously.
pop that region in that way? I mean, what's going on
This
here, man?
seems like another channel for Justin Boldoni. This is another person putting up Reddits, you know, trying to create this narrative when anyone with common sense would say that the way he was inappropriate. Okay, not one person's not said that, but the thing is, people don't care. That's the real sickness out there, that people don't pay attention, just don't care. It's just so bizarre, you know. She can't even tell a story without being criticised. Yeah, okay, she's done stuff.
Arcade where they were, and I put bronzer all over myself in a Scary Spice fro, so I thought they would think I was like a black girl, and so I could stalk them. My friend dressed up as like this goth girl, and we literally sat outside their houses.
Listen, okay, you want to talk about racism? Calling someone an angry black guy is racist. Sacking him from his job because he's black is racist. Okay, this woman's just an actress. He's a director. He should have the upper hand. This is what people are not understanding. He's not some actor. He's a director of the company. And you're pointing out her flaws as a human. Yeah, I'm not saying she isn't flawed. This is another one. This one defended
behavior.
hey, this woman defended she defends anyone, I'll be honest, you know, who's a rapist, you know, Marilyn Manson and the lot, you know. So to be honest with you, I'm just speaking my mind here. I'm not rehearsing anything. I'm just telling you what I feel. These channels are here nothing more as a PR thing. I mean, look how tired she is. She does non-stop trolling on things, yeah.
Yeah.
So
wanna
what?
get girls in the
About she
theater for
talks
that.
about
It was a very convenient thing.
she's not
to-
naked. The
to
thing
have.
is, right, she's not naked, unaware, or anything in that nature, is he? That's not sexual. Have you called that sexual harassment banter? Okay. And you're making out that she's serious all the time.
Like New Orleans jazz.
It's
is what he knows how to play.
ridiculous.
And so
You know what I mean? I don't understand. She apologised for the Kate remark as well. You know, she's not a person who can't apologise. I feel if Boldoni, he wants to do is apologise, yeah, and walk away and shut the fuck up. But he clearly can't, can he? Fussy dog that struggles to eat food. Oh, that's different. Post. Lively admits to poisoning the whole cast against co-star Penn Badgley. Yeah, she's got form like him. And this is what makes this thing complicated, yeah. She's very beautiful as well, and a lot of women are jealous of that. And I've got to be honest, I'm too old to be jealous of women that beautiful. You know, I've been beautiful myself once. You know what I mean? And I know how much prejudice there is with that, and how much jealousy, and how much trolling you get for that, and how much bullying you get. And this is bullying. Creating counts like this is bullying. Because there's no victims on here. There's just allegations. Yeah, I want to just give you a quick brief on it. A hairpin mistake.
In New York, perfectly handling interviews.
See,
It
this
wasn't
is
until the
somebody
interview ended
talking.
that Blake realized.
So they're not really. Where's that information come from? It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. You know what I mean? They're repeating the same things constantly as well. And yeah, she might not be a victim of domestic violence. She might not understand, you know, issues of transgender, issues of. She's just an actress. She's not an ambassador. She's not a politician. So why attacking the woman?
Years, and I worked on the show Gossip Girl on and off over the 6 seasons. And I'm gonna attest that Blake Lively is horrendous. He would like burp and fart like in the middle of set, like just do it like when they were setting up a scene and act like we were all so lucky to be smelling her farts. She was just very like unpleasant to work with. I don't know how else to say it. Like once.
Is that it? Is that it? Seriously, she farted in front of you. Is that it?
On the Blake Lively drama as someone that has worked with her and someone that's worked with directors in Hollywood for over 10 years. I worked at a talent agency and then a management company. And I specifically, at one time, actually worked with Blake Lively. So I want to color in what's going on here. For context, when I worked with Blake, it was one day she was doing press for Sisterhood of the Traveling.
How to recognise signs of a narcissist. Well, you really need to figure that out, whoever's putting this up, because these are types of actions of a narcissist. This account's only 11 days old, and it starts with this lady. I think this lady is a retired movie interviewer, and she's got nothing better on but to PR for this Boldoni shit. And I swear to goodness, she seems a lovely lady, but I just know that, like, after reading her court documents, she's just one of many, yeah. I just don't feel it's fair to do this to people. Genuinely just don't. I don't feel it's fair. I am a person who believes in victims. I'm a person who promotes for equality. I don't have to pretend I'm the most wonderful person out there to have that. I'm just trying to do my bit in society because I have 2 children who are daughters. And, you know, there's all types of sneaky types of men out there and all different types of women out there. And, you know, this type of injustice. Let's look up Liz Plank. I get so much abuse for my honesty. Liz Plank is a journalist and a media personality. She was a senior producer and politician correspondent for Vox and began hosting journalism show called The Positive Spin NBC in 2020. She worked with Boldoni and ceased to work with him on the podcast anymore. Liz is an award-winning journalist, international best-selling author, and producer of several critically acclaimed digital series at Fox Media and NBC News, which is a friggin' alarm bell in itself. She co-hosts Synced and podcasts with Monica Padman and Dax Shepard, as well as the Man Enough podcast alongside Justin Boldoni and Jamie Heath, where they interview influential figures about their journeys and to manhood. Her widely celebrated book, For the Love of Man, A Vision for Mindful Masculinity, became an international sensation, captivating readers across the globe. Praised for its bold exploration and modern masculinity, it has been featured in iconic publications such as Vogue, Esquire, Playboy, Elle, GQ, and has earned full coverage on NPR, The Washington Post, and MSNBC. Its impact transcended borders, sparking vital conversations about the future of gender and identity. Liz's outbreaking journalism has garnered widespread acclaim, earning her a spotlight on Forbes' prestigious 30 Under 30 list, as well as recognition as one of the médiateurs, I don't know how to speak French, most influential news media, Marie Claire, most powerful woman. Adding to her global impact, she was honoured as one of the world's most influential people in gender policy, a political cementing her status as a trailblazer and shaping the future for gender equality. Through her dynamic activism and visionary approach to journalism, Liz has cultivated and devoted the following millions across the social media, making her mission to amplify voices of those too often silenced. Her compassion, storytelling, and relentless advocacy have uplifted countless lives, shining a spotlight on marginalised communities. Now, if I was her and I was professional as her, and she's in the community of creating awareness, I feel that Boldoni's actions have caused her to leave, and people can't understand that. That's their business. That's not any of our business. But while people are going around making out that Pisces like me, happy days, and a feminist, and I just think a lot needs to be more done into understanding feminism and where we stand, and that has to come from women. It doesn't come from men. Men can give their masculinity to us. They can give us insights, I suppose, into how their mind feels, how they feel, and how they operate in life generally. It's interesting. I'm interested in men who are modern masculine, I like to call it, modern masculine, and that they respect women, and that's always been about, It's just very rare to find men who respect women in the same as we respect men. But I think if you behave in the way that Mr. Boldoni has, and you are Liz Plank, you're not going to want to work for this man, okay? And it's nothing to do with, it's to do with your personal standards and your morals. Let's read the Variety comment on it. Boldoni's podcast co-star resigns after Blake Lively's allegations. I will continue to support everyone who calls out injustice. And I'm the same, I do. I believe in that, you know. Liz Plank, who's co-host of the Man Enough podcast with Justin Boldoni, announced her resignation on Monday after Blake Lively accused Boldoni of sexual harassment and launching a smear campaign against her. Now, he's doing that against her. That's the thing, you know. He's not doing it respectfully. I'm writing to you today to let you know that I have had my representatives inform Wayfarer that I will no longer be co-hosting the Man Enough podcast. Plank posted on Instagram, "Thank you for trusting me with your heart and your stories, for holding a space for mine, and for making this show what it is." What it was. She's not saying what it is, what it was. I will miss you, the listeners, so much. He tries to be like this embodied, powerful man. Yet, underneath it all, he's a sleazy shit, yeah? I can't put it any better, sorry. Thank you for trusting me with your hearts and stories, for holding space for mine, and for making this show what it was. I will miss you, the listeners, so much. I love what this community created together with every fibre of my being, and that's because of you. Do you know what? It must be for these people who go through that shit, you know? You have to take a side, and I always side with injustice, you know? I don't care if it's a man, woman. I wouldn't mind reading some of her books. She sounds interesting. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. You know, I think it's not very good of him to behave in that fashion, to be honest. Smearing her name like that, I think it's the lowest of the low. You know, he's got a solicitor going on podcasts, made up podcasts that I've never heard before, slipping up and making a mess of the case as well. He's not going to get far. You know, he's not going to get far. I don't feel Blake has the time and the patience to go to trial, but he has no choice. That's the thing. He has no choice. So that's my little take on. But I'm going to read out the actual court documents on Boldoni now, because a lot of you out there think it's all about Blake and all that. It's not. It's about his behaviour, full stop. I mean, how can he talk about being black when he's not black and stuff? It's like, I find that pretty gross as well. He's inappropriate on every level. Well, it was on my last video yesterday, the actual court documents. I must have typed something else in, and I can't remember what the best thing to type in to get it is now. So he's Jewish. I don't know. Kanye West, I have a lot to say about that one. I could read the rest of the article from Australia. Every day, the legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Boldoni seems to grow more complex. What began as a lawsuit involving personal disputes and professional clashes on set of It Ends With Us has taken a turn, shining new light on previous allegations made against Baldoni. Oh No They Didn't has unearthed court documents from 2021 that indicate that Blake Lively isn't the first to file a legal complaint against Justin Baldoni. In 2021, Baldoni, his production company Wayfarer Studios, and Wayfarer investor Steve Sarowitz were sued by former employee, although the case was ultimately dismissed. In other words, someone paid him off. Okay? And that's how these things work. We all know it, right? It hasn't been just dropped by the court and saying, no. This man was sacked. Okay? Legal battle involving allegations of wrongful termination and breach of contract and retaliation. Another one of retaliation, eh? The lawsuit filed in 2021 involved a former employee, referred to here as plaintiff, who accused Baldoni and his company of discriminatory behaviour and retaliation against their race. According to the lawsuit, the plaintiff was subjected to racial bias, exclusion, and unfair treatment while working on the production of the Man Enough, a podcast produced by Boldoni and Wayfarer Studios. According to the legal documents, one of the most striking allegations comes from the plaintiff's account of an interaction with the company's CFO, Brian Singer. The plaintiff states that Singer remarked it was very clear how white WEL was and how different plaintiff was from everyone else. Wow, that's proper racist. This, the plaintiff claims, was an indication of the racial discrimination they faced at the company. In the same vein, the plaintiff was allegedly treated differently by Singer and his colleagues due to their race, with some co-workers even labelling the plaintiff as a black angry man when they raised concerns about racial inequalities in the workplace. Another concerning episode involved Sarah Politis, a manager at Wayfarer Studios, who allegedly took a screenshot of a post from the plaintiff's personal Instagram page. The post, which urged self-reflection on racism, was shared with Mr. Singer, seemingly insinuating that the plaintiff viewed Singer as a racist. The alleged discrimination extended beyond these interactions, with the plaintiff claiming that during the team's meetings, Politis suggested branding the show with a rainbow symbolism and casting a black gay guy to discuss racial issues. See what these people are playing at? You see how manipulative that they are, trying to get all kinds of people on board, even if they don't agree with it. Even though they're racist, okay? Despite the fact that this was not the project's original focus, the plaintiff protested, feeling it was exploitive to force a conversation about racial issues simply because of their identity. Yeah, it is. This led to a chain of retaliatory actions, with Politis filing a complaint against the plaintiff for alleged bullying. The plaintiff's allegations continued, painting a troubling picture of how their career and well-being were impacted by the company's discriminatory practices. They claimed that the decision to demote them, cut their pay and offer less severance than their other employees were motivated by racial prejudice. The plaintiff was also alleged excluded from key meetings for Man Enough and replaced with non-African American colleague. Additionally, the plaintiff producer credit was reportedly removed from the show's website. That's not nice. He just seems a prick. The accumulation of these grievances came when the plaintiff was terminated under the guise of performance reasons. However, the plaintiff argued that this was merely a pretext to cover up the true motivation behind the firing. Retaliation for speaking out about racial insensitivity and discrimination they experienced. The plaintiff asserted that the job performance had been praised prior to the termination and that the employee's claim of poor performance were fabricated. Yeah. The lawsuit alleged that Boldoni and Shores were directly responsible, not indirectly, directly responsible for these actions, asserting that the conduct was not only authorised by them, but ratified by them as well. Although the case was ultimately dismissed, the Man Enough podcast has also been swept up into the current legal war between Boldoni and Lively. After Lively filed her lawsuit against Boldoni in December, his Man Enough co-star Liz Plank announced her resignation from the podcast. I am writing to you today to let you know that I have had my representatives inform Wayfarer that I no longer be co-hosting the Man Enough podcast. Plank wrote on Instagram, "Thank you for trusting me with your heart. Here's another article. The Justin Boldoni and Lively legal dispute has gotten more complicated again. Just days after Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds filed to dismiss this defamation lawsuit, Boldoni has responded by launching a website containing private texts and documents from their It Ends With Us film controversy, which shows how unprofessional he is and his work colleagues. As a director, I'd be worrying if I'd ever work again, but he doesn't seem to mind that because somebody's behind this guy. Somebody's supporting this arsehole on this, you know what I mean? And somebody clearly doesn't like Blake Lively, you know, it's so obvious. The actor and director published the lawsuit info on Friday, alongside an amended court complaint filed in Los Angeles Superior Court. The website, which went live on Saturday afternoon in the US, features 2 key documents, a comprehensive timeline of events, and a formal legal complaint. The extensive timeline begins with Boldoni's first contact with the author Colleen Hoover in January 2019, and the chronicles what Boldoni says is every piece of relevant communications over the course of the film's development, production and release, charting the lead up to the eventual legal battle. The 168-page timeline also includes previously unseen messages between parties, including private texts, alleged to be from both Lively and her husband Ryan. The newly released messages reveal just how dramatically their relationship shifted during the film's production. What began with enthusiastic texts from both Lively and Reynolds, including Reynolds gushing about Boldoni being dynamic and Lively playfully discussing her approach to dialogue, eventually soured into a bitter multi-million-dollar legal dispute. Also included in the messages alleged to be from Reynolds. In February 2003, Reynolds messaged Boldoni praising him for saying that he was excited. That's not praising him. Excited for Lively to work with him. I am excited for you to work together. I am excited for Blake to crack open her creative piggy bank with someone as dynamic as you. This is going to be incredible. I happen to adore you, Justin. I mean, that's quite a sweet message. What's wrong with a message in that? It's when Blake gave him the thing in August 2003 and showed him the or was it 2004? Which, I mean, it was only a year after he sent this message, but something clearly happened. It clearly crossed the line. But by April 2023, Reynolds had changed his tune, and in one instance berated Boldoni for fat-shaming Lively after asking her shared trainer about her weight in order to execute a scene with a lift. How dare you fucking ask about my wife's weight? What's wrong with you? Reynolds allegedly said. Boldoni claimed that Reynolds, I mean, it is a bit stupid, isn't it? Can't you lift a woman up? You know, why have it in the scene? You're the director. You know what I mean? Take it out then. If you can't fucking lift her, take it out. Boldoni claimed that Reynolds then asked for the removal of the entire scene. Oh, you're right, there you go. Notably, text exchanges between Lively and Boldoni in 2023 show Lively expressing concern about being 20 pounds from her goal weight. In this reply, Boldoni writes, I just don't want you to stress about your body. It's the last thing you need. By July 2024, well, why ask her what her weight is? By 2024, Reynolds has allegedly contacted Boldoni's personal agents at the WME 12. Boldoni alleged that the actor made inflammatory statements about Boldoni's character during this call, calling him a deranged predator and demanding he not attend the August 6th premiere of It Ends With Us, stating no one wants to see him there. The documents also claim that Lively and Reynolds drafted a statement for Boldoni to release the August 24 in order to address negative media attention around the film. Boldoni's claim he refused to put his name to this statement, though the specific contents of the proposed statement remain unclear. The website also includes alleged email exchanges between Boldoni's team and New York Times reporters as well as international communications with PR team, providing a broader context to the public narrative surrounding the dispute. Okay, well, as the New York Times goes, they would have to fact check everything. There would have to be witnesses, and there clearly was. You know, I mean, this is it. You see, it's so, you can't just say what you want on camera, can you? You know, that's not how it works. But anyway, I just thought I'd read this out for you and say, I'll be reading more court notes out soon, and that's enough of me stating the obvious here. I mean, if you can't see through this lemon, then I can't help you. I know he's handsome, I know he's cute, I know he's charming, I know he tries to make out he's this new age man, but there's signs around us to tell us that he isn't actually what he seems, yeah? All right, well, have a good weekend, everybody, and take care for now. Mwah!